we're together.
Yay!
It's been so long. It's been like a month since we've done this show together, right? Our first episode was together, but
that never went aired on live.
Oh, so this is the first time you have ever seen us together.
We had two together that never went live, actually.
Yeah, so hopefully this is the first one that sticks. It will.
Fingers crossed.
We're doing everything right.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But that's what Long Island Hustler is all about.
Yeah.
Like, you don't give up just because something didn't work the first time.
No.
You have to keep trying.
Right. It's always, especially with technology nowadays, I feel like, you just got to get used to things falling through. It always doesn't work out the first time.
Yeah.
We're here, nevertheless, right?
We are.
Yeah.
We are.
I'm really excited.
And you just got back from LA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am back in New York.
Cool.
It feels really weird to be back here, but it was an overall successful trip. I was talking to Stephanie earlier just about the idea of knocking on doors, and I definitely knocked on quite a few doors. And some
tell us, do tell.
Yeah,
I love to hear these stories.
It's funny and it's fun, but it's also scary and upsetting. Like some doors,
Did
don't
someone slam a
open.
door in your face?
No, everyone was pretty nice, but for the labels, for example, I would knock on doors and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we can't let you in, you have to leave." And it's just embarrassing to be that girl. I don't want to come off crazy, but it seems like they pitied me and they felt bad. But I did knock on one door that was pretty successful. Basically, I had this day I set aside. Obviously, I was going there to work on my music, but I was also going to work on acting. And I figured it might be cool to talk to some agents and just see if I can, I want to get in SAG, see if someone could help me out.
Yeah, SAG's big for what you want to do.
Yeah, it's
you need SAG
huge
around these parts if you want to be on Broadway.
Yeah, it's just so annoying, but I will get into SAG. But I knocked on this one guy's door, and basically, it said on the door.
Well, you say a guy,
so
just
he's
a random
casting director.
I mean, a casting director,
a pretty big casting director, and I was like, "There's Pulp Fiction."
What's his name?
Of a few things. I'll tell you off there. I just don't want to, but I'll tell you everything. But I'll tell you guys later.
Okay.
But anyway, I knock on his door, and on his door it says, "Do not knock, do not enter unless you have an appointment." And I knocked, and I was like,
So
"Hey,"
brave.
and he opens the door, and I go, "Hi, I'm Julia Davo. I'm 18 years old, and I'm going to be a movie star, and
I love it.
I'd love for you to help me
I
get
love
there." And he was completely caught off guard. You don't expect that. But he was kind enough to let me in, and we sat down and we talked for hours.
Seriously?
And this man took the time out of his day, and he said he really saw something in me, and he was really impressed, and he really thought I had, I had what it took. And, we've been communicating, and he's trying to help me get a few roles so that I could get that SAG voucher.
Wow, that
So
is amazing.
It's really great. And, I could have totally walked away and saw that sign on the door, but I think, and that was one man. And when I tell you, I knocked on every casting director's door in all of LA,
so
and not one
I'm
opened,
so impressed.
except for him. So I think it just goes to show you, for every 100,000 no's, you get one yes.
That's
But
amazing.
thank you. It's just good to be in contact with him now. So that's my one positive takeaway from LA. But yeah,
I love that you said that story, because I think it's really important, because in this business, or a lot of businesses, but especially this business, it's easy to get and I even get messages from some graduates. We work for John Casablanca, and some graduates will say, "Well, I didn't get a job," and it's only I'm like, "You're just it could take forever."
So
I mean,
long.
Think about how many doors she just said she knocked on. A lot.
Everything. And I didn't have a car, and I would Uber to halfway, and then sprint the other half, because I couldn't afford a full Uber there, and I'd be sweating, and then I'd redo my
Great
makeup.
story. Love that.
It was rough, but I'm glad I did it, you know, and it wasn't the
Yeah.
most successful, but I'm gonna keep trying, and I'm gonna keep trying here in New York.
Awesome.
But yeah, I'm not giving up until
Awesome.
it's on me.
Well, before we jump into, we were talking about the success stories and celebrities from Long Island, and we kind of almost wrapped up that episode, but we have a few more to cover.
Yeah.
But before we cover that, we're going to do a music video next Wednesday, so we won't have a show next Wednesday for one of Julia's upcoming songs.
I'm so excited for you to be in it. It's gonna be so fun.
This is gonna be great. This is gonna be so much fun.
And you're probably gonna end up helping me choreograph.
I would love to. I would
Thank
absolutely. My pleasure. Absolutely.
So cool.
But where can we find some of the music that you have out already?
Yeah, sure. If you guys, whether you use Spotify or Apple Music, you could just look me up under Julia Davo, and I've got 3 songs out right now. And the song that I'm doing with Stephanie, the music video for, that's going to be out in a couple weeks. So stay tuned. I've got a lot of rock and roll songs. I've got some pop, and this next song is kind of like a club beat. What did you call it? What kind of beat? It's
Well, in the beginning, for you older people out there, it sounded a little, you can definitely hustle to it. Right. So I thought about that, Long Island Hustlers. Yeah, so the old style hustle, this is a great song. It's a great song to hustle to. It's a great song to dance to. It's a great song to play at parties. And she's got an incredible voice.
Oh,
yeah, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
You don't need to dance for that voice, but you can dance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like you though. I'm so excited. I want to have you do like really cool things.
All right. Oh boy,
it's gonna be awesome.
Better get my balance together for that.
And I'm excited for you guys all to see the video. Once we're done with it, we'll add the link to one of our next shows.
Yeah, that would be great. Another thing we were talking about that we wanted to add a link to was the Drama for Disorder wonderful monologue that you had put together. And I thought about that as we were thinking about Long Island Hustlers, and we were coming up with a few that we didn't mention. Jamie Lynn Sigler from Jericho.
Yeah.
Jericho, very great school district and area, and she was from there. And if you guys don't know who she is, she was on The Sopranos. She was on a lot of things, but I loved her on The Sopranos, and I would never have thought that she had an eating disorder. And so, Julia started this project. We started it together, really, but that monologue that you created about eating disorders. Yeah. How did that feel to reveal yourself? Like, the thing that I loved about that monologue, and I would love to have you guys check that out. We do have a version of it on YouTube. When you had dark hair, you did it here.
Yeah, I know.
You did it a few times, but you did it here.
Yeah.
I was so impressed that you were revealing your soul. Not that was your story, it was a character, but still, in order to create characters, you have to reveal your soul. And so I thought you were so brave to do that. Especially she did this in high school, which high school is pretty tough to do stuff like that.
It was scary, honestly, and it was kind of something. I feel like in my junior year, I might have not been as, it was more of like, you know what, I'm a senior. Let me just do something and see how it feels. And it was scary to have my classmates, and they all, I think it was such a good environment. Honestly.
Yeah, they were
really
on your team.
Really good. And even their work was super vulnerable. So it just made me feel comfortable and safe. But even if I didn't feel comfortable and safe, I still think that's what it's all about is vulnerability. And you're not always going to feel great, but it's about, if you want to make people feel something, you have to feel something.
For sure.
So.
For sure. You took off, like you came into it, if you remember this, because you were talking about this on an earlier show, or we were talking about this, I don't know if it was on the show or one of the shows that we did, I don't know if it aired or not, but you were talking about characters and how you create a character when you perform. And I've seen you do that when you did Hamilton and all sorts of other stuff, but Hamilton really sticks out. And your interaction with the audience, and you are very comedic and things like that. And when you did this piece, you put on a character. And I remember because this was in an activism class where the kids had to do activism. And I was like, take the character off. Yeah. Take the character off and dig deep into your soul. Yeah. And I thought, I'm either going to lose her or she's going to come back super strong, especially at that school in that time. It was like, I'm going to be called to the principal's office.
That was honestly the the best
And you
direction
came
I've
out.
ever
I'm so
gotten.
glad though. Yeah.
Because, you know, my whole life I've always had these strong characters and comedic, and it was always like, great, go into that, tune into that, Julia. But you were the first person who told me, you know, maybe you should pull that back a little. And it was so helpful because even you could still be a character without completely disconnecting. And I felt like at times I was Julia giving that monologue, and I think that's what maybe was so powerful about
Yes.
it. It was just like I was talking to a friend, you know.
For sure.
And I appreciate that, and
For
I
sure.
keep that in mind to this day with other
Good,
monologues.
because that is how the characters. That is where the characters need to come from, your real heart and soul,
Right.
whether you're playing an evil villain or you're playing, you know, a mom or you're playing, doesn't matter what character you're playing, it has to have some basis in realness.
Definitely.
And you took that, and then we took your props away.
I know, slowly.
One by
It
one.
was so funny. I had like this
Oh, it
whole
was so
setup,
exciting.
and then slowly
We rely
on
on
stage,
things.
everything. My chair went away, like the voice memos, and it was just, it was
Did we
me.
even let you keep the fork, or was that gone at the
The
end?
fork, the plate, it was all
One by
all
one.
gone.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
scary because you're right. I rely on props. I rely on
Well, not just
Everything.
you. I mean, even when we teach new actors, they are always bringing in things.
yeah,
Oh, I need things. I need to hold this. I need to hold that. They need things. And it's like, well, if you're in front of a green screen and you're creating, you know, a big monster is going to attack you, and it's all made up. And there's a lot of auditions that you might have done some already, but there's a lot of auditions where they have you imagine everything. You know, imagine a spider is crawling on you. Imagine you have one leg. Imagine you're talking to people. Whatever it is all. So you have to be able to create that and
it's
be
more
real.
powerful that way sometimes because it's all
I
in
think so.
the face and the eyes, and it's
Yeah.
more intriguing. If you just have a fork and a plate, it's like, okay, I know what's happening, but it's more of a journey.
Yeah.
You know, to experience something that's not really there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was
So that was cool.
helpful advice.
But we went off on a little tangent.
Yeah,
It was a little
Well, yeah, you know, just connecting.
Jamie Lynn
to
Sigler.
eating disorder.
Yeah, that
And-
actually did connect. Yeah. So
And what it's all about, I guess.
yeah.
Is, you know, I know we had a few more people to talk about, but
well, Jamie Lynn Sigler on the show, her mom was Edie Falco, who was Mama Soprano.
right.
And she suffered from alcoholism, depression, and she had breast cancer. So that was a lot of things. Like she talks about when she was on the show that everybody used to go out partying, and she always like stood back because she never wanted to subject herself to the temptation again because it just was too much for her.
Yeah.
And then, so breast cancer, that's like Angelina Jolie, Shannon Doherty. And so yours truly, I was inspired by all of them, diagnosed about a year ago. When was it? July, June, around there. And because of all these wonderful celebrities had double mastectomies and looked great and seemed to be well adjusted. So I figured that I would go that route. And it's they talk about how even today, like it's still life changing. And it's still like sometimes I'll just like think about it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know, and I feel lucky because they did not tell me whether I would have to go for chemo. And until like after. First I went for one surgery and then I went for the other thing they don't tell you, it's expensive.
I can imagine.
I'm very expensive.
Yeah, seriously, like,
Yeah.
and I just want to say you are just as inspiring as any of those people, as Angelina Jolie, if not more. Just what I've witnessed, like, you are just, talk about the Long Island hustle. You are just completely, you stuck to your craft and you continue to inspire people. And I can only imagine, you know, how scary it must have been.
I felt like I couldn't like stop doing anything, which
Right.
was weird. Like I felt like if I stopped doing anything, I would never do anything again. I don't know what I felt, but like it was like I just needed to like, even when I was doing that Relative Justice show with Maria,
Right, I remember that.
little
Yeah,
dance
yeah.
thing. I aired a piece of it yesterday, but that's when the doctor was calling me. I think that was June or July, whatever it was. And I was refused to answer the phone.
Yeah.
And I was like, I read my own report and interpreted it that I was fine.
Yeah.
And she was like, I finally told her. And she's like, what is wrong with you? And my doctor was like, I've been trying to call you. Like, this is bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. He's like, remember I told you if I call you, then it's bad. Like, he never calls you. And so luckily I finally answered the phone.
Yeah.
And the rest is history. But yeah, I was amazed at how many people took that route. And so I just wanted to kind of share that with everybody, because there was everybody has different options. You never know what your options are. But doing the bilateral mastectomy is like extreme. And because it was like all over, I just figured, let me not take the chance with the poisons in the body, because, lots of things. They were like, you're definitely going to lose your hand. I'm way too vain for that. No, but yeah. But even after, they didn't know if I was going to have to take it. But I had to take nothing after, so that was good.
Right.
But I still look at Angelina Jolie, and she's just, like I said, one of many. But she's so like beautiful, and she's an activist, and so I thought, well, if she can do it, I can do it. Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so like proud of you, and I'm just so inspired by you. I really just think you're Wonder Woman, right?
I loved doing a little Wonder Woman fun little skit. We did a little show back in March 27th, and that was our last Gold Coast event. But in any event, I was asked to dress up as Wonder Woman, which I would have never done before. But I was like, no, I gotta feel like I should be Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah,
so I did.
You are,
and that was fun. Yeah,
and that was a beautiful thing. And that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
Just performing and taking the hardships in life and using it to inspire others through art. And that's exactly what you did. Maybe we could include a link to that show at some point.
I wish I had like a good copy of it. Believe it or not, I have a very grainy one. I posted it on YouTube, but not the best, but fun nevertheless.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
Talking about celebrities, and a lot of celebrities suffer from depression, anxiety, and all sorts of things. What's up with that, Julia?
I know, we were like wondering, like, why do you think that is? I mean, I guess it must be as wonderful of a lifestyle as it is. It must be kind of shocking, right?
Yes.
To have all of that fame and all of that power.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, people are people, and people have problems, and
it doesn't go away with money and fame.
Especially like, imagine being insecure and having low self-esteem, and all of a sudden everyone in the world is telling you how great you are. It's confusing.
That's true.
And then not to mention, not everyone's telling you how great you are. When you're on that wide of a scale of fame, people are shooting you down. People
That's
are
true.
that
is true.
hateful.
Yeah.
And it must take such a toll on someone's mental health. You know? What do you think?
I think all of that, and I think that sometimes people can't like juggle it all. I watched, I heard Megyn Kelly. I don't know if you know Megyn Kelly. She's a news reporter, but she was talking about how she has her family travel, I think business class, or like doesn't do first class because she wants her family to like not feel spoiled. She wants her kids to not feel spoiled. It's like, I kind of respect that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, just giving them like a normal life. Like, they live a beautiful life, but also keeping things in perspective.
Yeah.
And I think that is also very difficult for people to kind of keep things in perspective.
Right.
So I think that's part of it. It's just they don't know what to do with it. So I like, people like Audrey Hepburn, who used to be an activist. Yeah. And again, Angelina Jolie, and people like that kind of find a higher purpose. And that's why we always talk about this one project, Drama for Disorder, and following your dreams, but also giving back, and making sure that you help others along the way and build each other up. And that's super important.
Yeah, and well, I think it's a big issue, mental health, in those who are already famous. I think something sometimes overlooked is in the people who are working in the industry and might not be famous yet, but I'm sure even you've experienced certain
of
things
course.
with dancers and with actresses.
Oh yeah.
You know, working your way up, it's so mentally taxing.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, and with myself,
Yeah.
and you know, definitely many
Sure.
times. Like I remember when, back in the day when I won the United States Championships, and I just this wonderful Rufus Dustin, who trains all the champions, just looked at me and he was like, "You don't get what just happened. Like you're not even like happy like right now in this moment. Like you don't understand who you are right now."
Yeah.
And I actually just went on like quit couple of months later, which was the stupidest thing I ever did because I was like on my way up, but I just wasn't happy.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So, you know, looking back, I wish that, you know, that was like one of the things that you regret in the like a little pivotal moment. But yeah, to really kind of appreciate, Robin Williams is somebody that really sticks to mind. He always talked about the fact that, you know, he wanted to make everybody else happy,
Right.
but he couldn't make himself happy.
That's what it's like.
Yeah.
Sometimes happens in this industry, right? Like he's one of the greatest comedians,
Greatest
and you
comedian.
view him and you think, oh, what a happy,
Yeah.
funny guy, but
Yeah.
obviously he wasn't. And I think people forget that performers are people too. And I think obviously Robin Williams, but I'm sure just we could even relate as women in the industry so much about comparison, our bodies, and the way we look, and having to be this perfect image and, you know, fit into this stereotype. And it's so tough and it's hard to not lose yourself sometimes.
For sure.
But I think every day I know I try to wake up and remind myself why I'm doing this. And, you know, obviously people aren't going to love me. There are people who aren't going to agree with what I do. But at the end of the day, if you just make an impact on one person, right? That's
For sure.
all that
Absolutely.
matters.
And I'll finish with this. Like I always, I feel like people are given gifts. Like some people are, you know, meant to be doctors, and some people are meant to be lawyers, and some people are meant to sing and dance and perform. And when you know what your gift is, you kind of like need to do it.
Got to, or else
Yeah.
you're going to be miserable.
You will be miserable,
Yeah.
and you're also not sharing like that gift that was given to you with the world.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like your job.
It's your job. If you were born with something, do it because you're
Yeah.
meant to do it. Life is too short, and I think we all deep down inside know what that is. Some people just choose not to look at
Yeah.
it. So
They
look
don't.
at
They
it.
ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah.
But I wanted to do one fun thing. We're
Yes.
getting all serious now. There's a lot of improv games. So this one is the alphabet game. And
Yeah.
Julia, I'm going to confess something.
What?
I've never played the alphabet game in a scene before.
Really?
I mean, I teach alphabet game all
But
the
you've
time
never
to
done
students,
it.
but I've never, and I always, like every time I do a live show,
Yeah.
I say, no, I'm not doing the alphabet. Like
Why?
I'll just, you know,
Why?
I'm afraid I might not know the alphabet, but I'm going to try to do it,
Didn't
Julia, right now.
I think someone in
I'm
our
so
old
nervous.
improv- Oh, it was Natalie. I love Natalie, but I did a scene with Natalie, and I
Did
don't
she
know.
forget
She
the
just
alphabet?
completely forgot the al- And then I
Well,
was
this could
so-
happen right now.
So let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so well, we need a topic. So next time we do something like this, and you know, you guys can type in and say we'll ask you guys suggestions and you give to us. But we just, since we're talking about celebrities,
Yeah.
we're gonna be celebrities.
Okay.
Okay, so
Any celebrity.
any celebrity, made up or real, and you guys can guess if you know who we might be acting like.
Oh, I'm trying to think of a celebrity.
And I guess, should we just start with A?
Yeah.
And what should be
Sure.
our topic?
Well, if not celebrities, I get.
Well,
So we are celebrities.
we are
but-
celebrities, but what's our topic?
I don't know. Hold on, like,
Where we're gonna go on vacation?
Yeah, we're planning where we're
Okay,
gonna go.
where we're gonna go on vacation. All right, so we'll start with A. And
Okay.
who wants to go first?
I could start.
Okay.
Are you sure that the hotel will even let me in?
Because you always bring that little dog with you.
Can't you see what I'm trying to say? It's because of the court case.
Dogs should be welcome everywhere.
Everyone loves dogs. It's not the dogs that are the problem. They won't let me in because they all hate me.
Friends is what you need to make with more people.
Gosh, that's condescending. Do you want to go on this vacation?
Hardly, not with you.
I can't believe you would be so mean to me.
Just hide the dog in your purse like you know.
Now, how many times do I have to say that the dog is not the issue? Everyone in the world hates me right now. They're not going to let us in the hotel.
Great. Great. We're going to be arrested again. I think you forgot H, but that's okay.
Did I forget H?
Oh, it's okay.
H-I... Wait, where are we? G? Did I
G, H? I don't know. You're right.
H-I... I'll go for H. Okay. How many times do I have to tell you that they're not going to let us in the hotel? I mean, you're just so conceited, you know? Because everyone loves you and everyone hates me.
Oh, I don't believe it. We really don't know the alphabet.
Just go with it.
Okay. Kings are what we need.
Lovely observation. You might be right.
Many, many good-looking kings.
Now, are you not married?
Obviously not.
Proper kings. You're right. We need to become royalty to regain our notoriety.
Queens is what we are.
Right. We are queens.
So, about that little dog.
Too much talk about this dog. What, do you want my dog?
Unfortunately not.
Very, very funny. Then why do you keep talking about her?
Xanthium gum will de-stress me, I think, at this time. Or Xanax.
Wait, are you on what letter? X? Yes, we do need Xanax.
Zestful time we will have.
Agreed. I do not know who you are.
Did we forget some letters? I don't know, but that's our alphabet game.
definitely
Big
did.
round of applause for us.
Thank you. Should we reveal who we were? No. We shouldn't? Oh, okay. I
Maybe
wanna
next
know.
time.
Yes, tune in next time.
Tune
and
in
we'll
next time.
tell
Gives
you-
them a reason to tune in. 2
Exactly.
weeks from today will be our big reveal
Yes.
on who we were.
We will tell you. We'll tell you at the beginning of next episode. So be there, be square.
I'm Stephanie Falciano.
And I'm Julia Davo.
And this was Long
Long
Island
Island
Hustlers.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.